ration does he want to eat? Like, you
Yeah,
need
I
at
marked
least,
out 1 days on my end, so I'm
that's
good.
fine. You're all set. Yeah.
So half a pound is 1 day.
So half a pound is per meal, so it's 1 pound per day. So this is one meal, so half a pound.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have one meal because I imagine I had a meal earlier at some point.
Maybe, perhaps. Alistair, what about you?
Yeah, about the same. I've got
What did we do with the fish?
Oh,
We would mush it up and maybe give it to John. I don't know if he's
Okay.
like. Can we feed him? When
you wouldn't
he's
be able to feed him. He's out cold.
All right, then I guess I'll do my best to cut it, fillets off of it. Maybe just sort of roughly, like down the bone, like on the spine or whatever, just like sort of, and just maybe after it's cooked. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, after it's cooked on the stick, we'll sort of cut it up and I'll hand some to each people. And it's like, well, hopefully this will raise your spirits a little bit. It's not much, but some warm grub can never hurt.
Sure. The fish is bland and tasteless.
But it's warm.
But it's hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens next? Do you guys try to sleep?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sleep. I'm pooped.
Before people go to sleep, I'm just like, well, we've got to decide what do we want to do tomorrow. Do you want to leave it for tomorrow?
Well, my legs are done fucked up, so I don't know. I don't know if adventuring with myself in this condition and old John is going to be the best course of action. Plus, I'm not willing to go on an adventure while my brother's sitting the way he is in your town.
As much as I'd like to find out about these things, as much as I'd like to be able to get the information to save our village and all of Wyvern Falls, we can't do that if we keep leaving people behind. We need to go back.
I agree.
Yeah.
Englard, how was everyone when did you go through the Wyvern Falls when you came up here?
I just stuck around just long enough to ask a couple questions and ask where you guys had gone.
Had there been any more attacks since we'd last left?
Not that I could tell.
All right. Well, I suppose it's best to get some rest here, and then we'll have to head out at first light. I will stay up for a little while for one watch to see if this wyvern comes back. We don't want to be surprised. Who wants to take the next shift after me?
I'll take the last one if you don't mind.
I guess
you need the most sleep. You're the most injured.
Yeah.
I'll take the second watch then.
Alrighty. All right then. We'll strike camp in the morning. All right. So then I guess we'll all do our respective things.
Yep.
Okay. That's fine. So
I thoroughly test my bait and tackle tonight, if you don't mind, before I go to sleep.
No.
The night continues. The night goes on. About halfway through, it begins to rain.
Lovely.
Ah.
Shall I wake up? Let's see if I sleep through it again.
That's
yeah,
fine.
do your check.
What was the check last time? Was it con?
Constitution, yeah.
Oh, I wake up.
You failed that, or you?
No, I'm 11, so.
So if you fail the check, you wake up. If you pass it, your Constitution, you're hardy enough to stay asleep through it.
I'll sleep through it then.
All right.
If that
I'm
makes
gonna.
sense,
yeah, since it's still the first watch, I'm gonna make my roll. Oh.
You wake up like a
Right,
bitch.
So you wake up immediately. You wake up and cough on some rainwater that went into your mouth.
The smell of the rain, as well.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna. I'm just like, I guess it's a bit different. I see England is kind of like started up from his sleep and is sputtering. I'm like, it's a bit different from the dorms that we used to have, isn't it?
He looks over at fucking Walzer. He's just like.
I don't know how he manages to do it, but.
He's a creature of a different cut, that's for sure. And while this is happening, I'm just kind of like setting up a tarp. I'm just, like putting one.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing like a stick from the ground and then just like, putting it up and then just sitting underneath it or whatever, just setting it up.
I'm gonna try. I guess I'm gonna try and set up something over where we're sleeping. Something a little bit better than that.
Okay, with what exactly? Maybe the leftover, the stretcher.
yeah, with what's left over with the stretcher, I'd want to make a better covering. I want to say that
Yeah,
would
you
keep
can,
out the rain.
maybe you can use the tarp and make a 2-person shelter.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, so
2%.
Come and
give me
spoon
engineering
walls
check.
for a while.
Alright. Oh wait, run one D2 minus. Yeah, I pass.
Yeah, you
I
do pass. You're able to make a quite serviceable shelter.
All right. Is it
Kind of-
almost time? It'll almost be time for my lunch.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, so I just say, you know what, you should probably just get some sleep. I'm up. I'm up. I'll take my watch now.
Alrighty. Well, once again, it's good to have you here. I certainly wouldn't have been able to rig something like this up. You know how clumsy I can be.
All my budgets.
I like
Funny,
mumble
yeah.
and say, "Make a fucking
Swiping in his sleep. So the rest of the night passes uneventfully. The wyvern makes no other appearances. No other such creatures make any other appearances, small ones or large ones. When the day breaks, it's still raining. But it's a light rain. It's not like beating through you or anything.
Walzer wakes up the cleanest he's ever been in his entire
Yep.
life.
Alistair, what kind of spells do you memorize for this day?
Alright. Let's see. My spell book is
Heal
somewhere.
major
I
wound.
put it
Oh,
somewhere.
wow, that's awesome.
You only have 3 spells.
That's true. Yeah. It's, well, I'll prepare my usual cantrips. Those
Okay.
things that have served me so well.
Yep.
And I will prepare a magic missile.
Okay. And one more?
I'll prepare a detect magic, so
Okay.
I can aggressively attack a wyvern with that spell this time.
So what happens in the morning? You see that it's even though it's raining, it's warmer than it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, nothing to mention. But what happens next? What do you do?
Oh, I guess we check on old John, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah, the first thing I'll do is I'll
Well, no, you gotta
Yeah,
sit
go
down
check.
for an hour and study, bro.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll ask you, Walzer, since you're already up. Kind of things like, can you go check old John, please, while I sit down and
Alright.
Imagine.
start.
I'll walk in there and I'll sort of like shake his foot and I'm like, "Old man, are you up?"
Yeah, old John, he's awake when you come in there.
Okay.
He's kind of propped up on his good arm, and
You're looking
he's
like-
awake. He said,
You're looking like 1,000,000 gold pieces.
"Yeah, I wish I felt that way."
I sort of gestured down to my legs. It's like, can't be that bad. And I help him out of the tent if he needs to.
Yeah, he's able to walk now.
Okay.
He's
Cool.
got his strength back, so he can probably leg his way down, albeit slowly, but not as slow as you are, perhaps.
Yeah, okay. So what is the condition of my legs now that we've had some balm and...
The balm
Some
itself, you
cleaning.
may have to apply it every day, but you'll be able to get by with only a -1 to hit rolls
Instead of a -3?
And, instead of a -3. Yeah, but you have to
Wow.
apply that. You have to apply that balm every day.
Okay.
See, I told you the
7
massage was
years.
good.
Yeah. I sort of stamp around on my legs a little bit and like, Alistair, that balm is quite effective. Either that or you're really good at rubbing me down. Are you able to make a few more of these for me?
In the middle of my preparations, I'll smile and nod, but my focus is clearly on
Alright.
getting my spells
I
prepared.
sort of wave him off and then I start packing up
Yeah.
the camp.
Yeah. Okay. What happens next? Finish your spells. What else?
Yep.
Well, there's
I'll
can't imagine we're gonna get anything. So I'm just gonna try and mention we should probably start heading down now. Now that seems like those of us that were injured have recovered more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old John, by the way, this is my friend Engelard. We were friends together back in the college. We
Oh, great!
he's a good man.
Another genius.
I
Oh,
sort of
yes.
like I sort of elbow old man John. I'm like, he's not that bad, but I feel you.
Just trying to roll them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can probably sense there's nothing hostile about that, so I'm just like, You'll get used
Old
to it.
John is less than pleasant most of the time.
All right. Yeah.
I'll turn around and say, "Don't worry about it. He's a crusty old man and thinks that a crusty old nature suits him well."
I turn,
But
and then when
you'll
I
be
hear him,
pleased to know, John.
when I hear him say that, I'm
Mhm.
like, no, he's more like a pussycat than you think. And I like scrum his hair.
God.
What's left of it, yeah.
You'll be pleased, and it's like, in actual fact, you'll be pleased to know, John, that practical application of our so-called smarts is what our friend here is good for.
Just trying to beat my chest. You count on me to build any random thing that you needed. Hopefully, it won't collapse this time.
Do you have a? Can you build a wyvern crossbow?
Yeah, can you? And then this one can make it levitate and fire. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's good. Good idea.
Yeah.
I don't even need to go into. I'm just kind of talking to myself. Like, I don't even need to go into the fact that like the recoil and the levitate and never mind.
Yeah. Kind of roll my eyes and just
All right.
kind of remove myself that view.
So what
Okay,
happens
and-
next? Old John's kind of ready to go. He wants to get out of this. He wants to. He's not. He says, "What happened to the beast? Did you see it again?"
Stalked
I
off
never
in
saw
that
it during my
direction.
watch.
And then I point off. It's like, we saw it heading.
Oh,
we
Toward
tracked
town.
its trail.
Toward town.
Was it towards town?
Yeah, it was towards town.
It stalked off towards Wyvern Falls, but it could go any direction. There's a mile of mountains between us and Wyvern Falls, so.
Of course it could. Where do you think it's going to go? It's going to go to the places where the food is.
Well, if my brother's awake and bounding about, he'll have much to say to that foul beast. That's for damn sure.
I don't know.
All right, we've got to get going.
Start to walk off. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got no time to lose here.
We should just start hanging off immediately.
So
So
we'll start heading down, I suppose.
if we head down, it took us what, like 6 hours to get up?
4 hours.
4 hours. So how long is it going to take with myself in the condition that we're in? We're still at
Uh,
quarter speed, right? So
5 hours. I mean, heading
But
down.
it'll be
5
easier
hours.
going since it's downhill.
How do you get across the river? Do you ford the river again?
I don't think we. Oh no, yeah, that's right. We did cross the river. Am I still got a negative to the dex roll if I try to make that shit?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll just walk across in the water if at all possible. I won't try and like jump
Yeah,
across like an
You
idiot.
do your best. That's fine. You guys can get across the rocks or wading across. Either way, you're already wet, so it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 4 hours go by. You make your way back into Wyvern Falls. Doesn't look like everything's not in chaos or
Okay.
anything. There's no monster rampaging through the farmland.
I will go check on Oral. The first thing I do.
Okay, you go back to Bill and Ewan's house. The last thing you remember is that Oral was unconscious, and he remained so in that state. If you remember, the wyvern's stinger hit him in the belly.
Yeah.
So, like the old lady Fergus said, it's kind of up to him now.
I'll the villagers. I assume the villagers would have come out and seen old John. I'll go and help old John walk and start. I don't know. Old John's just talking about. He's telling the people and that, and I'll think to start. Yeah, just talking to the villagers and. I don't know. Will
Alright, before
old John
any
want to
big
start making some defenses? Do you think?
before any big happenings happen, Graham, I want to go through Oral's belongings and I want to try and find the scrolls.
Okay, yeah, you can find all his belongings.
So the scrolls are in there?
Yep.
Okay. I want to walk over to Alistair and Ingolard, and I'm like, I sort of push them into their chest, and I go, "Here's the remainder of what we found in the tower. Maybe it can be of some use." I can't read the bloody things, so I also hand them the book that I have. So I'm trying to read this thing as well. It's slow going for someone like me, but I'm sure someone else could make a better understanding of it.
This would be something that Engelard is quite handy at reading. It's a historical origin of physics.
Historical origin of physics. All right. I'll see what I can.
It's really just a text. Nothing
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, I was using it to try and work out what was going on in these scrolls, but me and my brother could make no heads or tails of it.
I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can.
Dave,
make
can you
of
give
it.
us a link to the pictures of the scrolls again?
Absolutely, I have them somewhere.
Pictures might give additional clues.
Yeah, sorry to chat. They're gonna have to deal with seeing some stuff.
Oh no.
Oh yes. All right.
Well, maybe scroll through
Anyway,
this. You're inside, so the rain, you can't hear the rain as much.
Yeah.
So you said something about like having old John talk about defenses and stuff. Also, I want to see if the lady can help me out with my legs in any way.
Old Lady Ferga, yeah, she's not there right now. She'll be in her cottage at the edge of the kind of territory.
All right, then I remember where it is because I helped
You did. Yeah.
Alistair go get
Yep.
his stuff. So I'm gonna waddle over there while they're having their community meeting, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna be I'm with old John and all that. I'm gonna be wanting to say, like, if this wyvern does come, it's a lot bigger and a lot meaner than what we've seen. Maybe actually getting some defenses up for the town as well, like some actual additional fortifications. Who knows?
Yeah.
So maybe a few hours passes. Charlie's there and all the people are there. Margaret, the young boy called Fumble, David, all these people whom you know. Fat John as well.
Old John and Fat John.
Old John and Fat John, yeah.
That's why Ivan Falls people aren't known for our ingenuity and names.
They ring the bell and and your family as well. The remainder of your family come as well. So they ring the bell. All the families come and they have kind of a meeting. And once again, just like last time, the congregation eventually explodes into arguing back and forth, yelling. People are saying, "We got to get out of here. We can't. Oh, we're in the middle of a harvest."
So am I there?
Do you want to be there? Or do you want to be in Lady Fergus' hut?
Well, I assume if they're ringing the bell, everyone's going to be there, including her, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe she'll come.
Fergus a bit of a wild card.
Okay.
Would I be there?
Do you want to be there?
I imagine I wouldn't have much else to do.
Yeah, sure. You can be wherever you want.
Okay, so let's retcon that a little bit. Maybe I am there, and maybe after this whole meeting thing, I can go see the old Lady Ferguson.
Okay.
Ferga, sorry, Fergie.
Okay.
Fergie from Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, she makes weird appearances in my games all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna, if everyone's like going rah, 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 speaking up and stuff,
Rabble.
I'm gonna scream, "Shut up!" and just sort of bang my staff on the ground, and say, "This is not the time for your town petty discussions. This is a time for planning and making sure that what happened to us is not going to happen at a larger scale here. Do you guys not understand that at all?"
What do you suggest? Somebody yells from the back.
You listen to the people who have seen this monster before, and you listen to what they have to say. You are not responsible for what happens here unless you act accordingly to the people who know what's going on.
Well, tell us what to do then.
I hand it over to the people who have a much better understanding of this.
Well, it's just you.
All right, I'll
just y'all and old John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stand up and I'm just like, well, first and foremost, the wyvern that we encountered is a lot bigger, a lot meaner, and a lot more powerful than what we've seen from the smaller creatures. Second, it is very hungry. We could see that it was very
Ravenous.
Starved.
It's out for food. And if these lesser creatures are, already raiding us, we can only imagine what this bigger one is doing. We need to defend this land, but we can't do it if people are going to be here and not want to do it. The harvest is important, but the farmers and the people who live in this land are far more so. If people want to leave, that is their choice, their responsibility, but they will be giving up, that responsibility to the land if they leave. Now I've got a lot of information here tonight. Initially, I think we need to fortify. Right now we don't have a chance of defending ourselves. I think if we were able to set up spikes, it would not be able to move. These are things that we can do.
says, where are we supposed to go? Fort Mitchell? I'll take my chance with the wyverns.
That's your choice then,
Yep.
but that means it's hard to explain. But if we all decide to go to Fort Wyvern, the harvest here fails. That's understandable. That's what's going to happen. But if we stay here and fortify, at least we might be able to stop others from falling. If we keep running away, all we're doing is just giving up land, and people who do decide to stay will be surely eaten.
Do they have any like lumber reserves or anything like that in the town that I've noticed?
There's a close forest, if you recall.
Okay. Do they? All right. Interesting. I speak up at this point. I was like, it's not too hard to make any sort of palisade or anything like that. I mean, this creature's big, but he's not immense.
And so at this point, everybody kind of decides that the women and children will move on to Bazemore, to the west. The men will stay behind to defend the lands. They'll basically listen to you.
What about Ferguson?
So she's not there. She's not there.
Is she? Okay. Yep. Cool.
So half of the people are kind of they're gonna stay and fight. They'll do what you say, basically.
Right.
They'll build palisades. They'll use weapons that you give them. They don't have it. They'll use what weapons they have.
Am I able to fashion like any sort of weaponry for them?
Unfortunately, no. If you had crude weaponsmithing, you could have cobbled together something provisional.
True.
But you only have formal weaponsmithing. Yeah. There's not really a smithy in town. They get all their smith goods from Murray, who, by the way, is not here anymore. He left.
Fucking Murray, man. No respect. All right. Cool. Well.
And I guess I'd probably, since I guess we're gonna start, almost start immediately, correct?
No, it's up to you.
No. It'd be smart to start immediately if we can.
Well, you two handle that. I'm gonna go chase down this old lady and see if she can fix me up.
All right. I guess I'm gonna start gathering together some people in order to help build up some fortifications.
I also point out that does anyone here have any tracking experience? Like a huntsman or something like that?
Yeah, no, and Alistair knows this too, that his father, Old John, and Fat John, were basically responsible for that. No, his father, Old John, Fat John, were kind of, they would go out hunting, and Alistair went with them, I believe.
So Fat John would probably be the best person to sort of hunt down and see where this wyvern is, because maybe he's going the other direction.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, sending out scouts is dangerous as well, because we can't forget the smaller threats as well. There's other wyverns.
So you've got a force about 40 farmers between the ages of 18 and 70.
Okay. I still think we need to know where this is.
Yeah. But while he would obviously be probably be going out to discover or find out somebody or anybody that would be tracking. I'd try to get some people to help me build up some fortifications.
Okay, so maybe half and half.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 to build and 20 to track, or what? Or maybe 5 to track. How do you want to split up your forces?
5 to track would be pretty smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Only a few people to track. Most of them staying back and try and fortify and defend.
You're gonna try to train any of them in weapon use?
I wouldn't be the best teacher for that.
Maybe not you. I was talking more to Walzer.
Yeah.
I can, but I won't be able to show very many stances with my legs the way that they are.
Certainly not. I wouldn't think so. Yeah, but you do your best.
Maybe I can tell them that this is the pointy end, and you put it into the dragon.
Well, so several days go by in this fashion.
I also at this point wanted to find the lady and see.
Yeah, okay. Maybe at the end of that first day, then you go to Lady Fergus' kind of cabin, and tap a quick knock and open inside. Yeah, okay.
And Lady, Miss Ferguson, are you in?
says, "Who's that?"
I'm Walzer. I'm the hired help. Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember you. Were you one of the ones who laughed at me?
No, no. In fact, I highly respect you for attempting to save my brother after he was stung.
Oh right, yes, you're the stupid one.
I sort of look at her just like straight face. I'm just like, so as you can see, I have ran into a bit of trouble with my old walking sticks, and I point down to my legs.
Nice, I see that.
They're a little more crispy than I would like. Came across a trap, and my best attempts to disarm it managed to have it blow up in my face. It was well and truly above my pay grade, as they like to say. Are you able to maybe help me? I'm not sure what that would entail.
Well, that doesn't look so bad. It looks like somebody, I suppose Alistair did this.
You're incorrect in thinking that, yes.
Well, I taught him everything he knows, so I'm not sure what else I can do. Let me look around here. I'll try to whip something up.
Cool. I'll sit there. I guess I'll look around her room while she's doing this.
It's gonna take a few days. You can come back a few days later.
I wait for a few days inside of a house. No, I don't. Yeah, and it's like, well, we'll be preparing defenses in the town, training the villagers. We don't want what happened here to happen again. My brother's already one of the results of that, so you can find me. I'll probably be somewhere in the town, in the center, probably.
Okay. Let's see. So a few days go by. The women and children and the infirm will leave for Bazemore.
Mm-hmm.
I might have borrowed some. I don't know. Maybe it was sent out a verbal message with the women and children. Maybe to pass it along if they meet people. To pass it along first to let where they're going know what's happening, and second if they can contact someone to contact Thistleburrows as well, because Thistleburrows want an update, because this is certainly going well out of what he's initially hired us for, especially with this other wyvern, this bigger one.
Did Murray mention if he was going back to Thistleburrows?
Well, he left before you got back.
Yeah, we didn't hear anything from him.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
You probably send somebody. Remember, his wagon's slow moving, so if somebody rode fast, they could probably catch up to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
The people have taken a lot of their belongings, their keepsakes, their important things, because who knows if they'll be back or not? Who knows what could happen?
Sure.
Yep.
So you spend the days cutting down trees, building what, like spiked walls?
Yeah, we'd be probably building
digging trenches.
Yeah, how do we want these fortifications to work? I guess do they just want to be straight up defensive, or are we going to try and do any luring or advanced tactics to be able to put it into a situation where we can attack it?
Oh, honestly. Well, I'm at military tactical advising. I imagine that would obviously.
Oh, certainly, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely help out with obviously knowing stuff about military. So.
Yeah, why don't you give me a roll for that, military tactical advising?
Damn, dude, you came prepared. I just make shit. I just make swords, man. Jeez, you're onto this. Yeah, that's a pass for sure.
That's definitely a pass, yeah. Okay, so you're able to determine that the wyvern, though wyverns normally glide, they don't fly particularly well.
Yeah.
Or at least the small ones do. The big one could probably fly, but it was damaged and it was weak. And by the way,
its wings were damaged as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's hungry.
And it's hungry. By the way, you haven't seen hide, scale nor stinger of this creature since you last saw it. So you build, So Engelard is definitely able to determine that building maybe a deep trench would be the best if it wasn't able to glide or anything like that. Also, a wall that's probably nearly as big as it was would be the best kind of course of action. Maybe building it around the entrance to the mountains, in a circle or something, would be the best.
Yeah, and if nothing else, to be able to slow it down.
Yeah.
While we're kind of poking at it from above.
And while this is happening, I guess, like, while all this stuff is going on, it's like, I kind of look around and, like, is really all this necessary, though? I mean, like, it is a lot of work for something that 3 of us potentially dealt with pretty easily. I mean, not the big one, obviously, but the small ones. Maybe even just training people might be a better solution than, say, building a giant castle.
Might be the easier solution, but it'd be the less safe solution.